From Peoria, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Tony Heredia and Debbie Hasselbacher. The Midstate News with Matt Wetterston and Greg Toth with the Midstate reporting team. The Sporting Life with Christine Cisco. State of the Arts with Ashley Cassie. At the Movies with Danielle Sanz. And Melody Esley takes us about town. Stephanie Watson takes it to the streets. Our Croatian diary belongs to Christina Juke. Katie Lee brings us spiritual savvy. And Pagain Patayo means let's eat. Now from America's friendliest city, Midstate Magazine, with your hosts, Tony Heredia and Debbie Hasselbacher. Take it, kids.
Hello, and welcome to this evening's edition of Midstate Magazine. I'm Debbie Hasselbacher.
And I'm Tony Heredia. You know, Debbie, we have a very musical show for you, and all our viewers at home today, too.
Yes, we do.
But one of our favorite things is music.
We both love music, yes. And I'm in musical theater, and I played in a band for a long time and take voice lessons. And you are currently in a band, which is very involved in music.
I play percussion and a little bit of guitar, a little bit of bass, not much, but I mean, I was in high school band all my time.
So was I.
So
I played the saxophone, and I just love it. I love music. There is something about it that can put you in a good mood, that can make you happy, that can relax you, and it's so great.
Right.
It is.
It can make you dance.
It can make you dance.
You like to dance?
I do. Sometimes I do it in the privacy of my own home where no one is watching, you know. But no, I do. I love to dance, and you know, how about you? Do you enjoy dancing?
I'm not so much a dancer. I have rhythm, I play percussion, but I'm not very nimble on my feet, let's say.
I'll try to teach you sometime.
You show me a couple of steps. Well, not now, not now.
I was like, Tony.
No. We'll do this after the show. Different time, different place.
I will. I started taking dance when I was about 5, and I did tap, ballet, and jazz. And that involves a lot of, having an ear for music and the steps and the timing, so it all kind of ties in together.
It helps to be like classically trained in music.
It does. Having an ear for it's very important in the arts, I think, personally.
What are some of your favorite styles?
As far as music, I like all music really except for country. I really don't listen to country music. Nothing against it. Everyone's a talented artist, but I really don't enjoy country music. Believe it or not, I like opera. I like jazz. I kind of like, like pop, like whatever is kind of current on the radio. The occasional rap song, if I can understand it.
Right.
So, how about you?
Same deal. I grew up listening to a lot of like rock music.
Yeah.
My parents are pretty young, so my mom was a child of the '70s, so I listened to a lot of arena rock, per se, like your Journey, your Kansas, your Boston, stuff like that. But I also listened to, being in a high school band, I listened to a lot of, like contemporary composers and not so much like Renaissance or anything like that, but.
I don't know, people consider me an old soul sometimes because I do musical theater, so I love like musical soundtracks and Broadway show tunes.
Sure.
I like things that you can kind of sing along with in my car especially.
Right, absolutely.
When no one's listening.
Well, one of the nice things about being around in Peoria is that they have such a collection of musical artists, and some of them actually teach at Bradley University. And with us today in State of the Arts, we actually have Ashley Cassie is here with the Ed Kaiser Trio. So see what we have, Ashley.
Thanks, Tony and Debbie. Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of State of the Arts. I'm your host, Ashley Cassie, and in studio today we have the Ed Kaiser Trio, a local jazz band. Now, Ed is no stranger to the music scene. He's studied it for some time, earning multiple degrees. Ed is currently a music professor at Bradley University, and his love of music has led him all over the world. He has performed in many places such as Germany, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, Mexico, and Nantucket Island. You can hear Ed's band, the Ed Kaiser Trio, perform live every Sunday night on WCBU starting at 8 o'clock. And if the radio is just not your thing, there are also several opportunities to see Ed perform live. He plays classical and jazz every Sunday at Weaver Ridge from 10:30 to 1:30. He also plays at One World Cafe from 7:30 to 10:30 every Friday night. So without further delay, I present to you the Ed Kaiser Trio.
Thank you, Ed, and your fabulous, fabulous jazz trio.
They always blow me away.
Yeah, I've never actually gotten a chance to see the trio play live.
No, but you know, One World, I always notice when I drive by on the marquee there that they play there a lot on Friday nights, and I think it would be great to check that out sometime.
Sure. I think that's something they just started doing as well. I hadn't noticed seeing that before, but I mean, I've had a chance to see Dr. Kaiser play like classical piano, and he's outstanding. And
he amazes me when he sits there, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows entire like symphonies and pieces by Chopin and Beethoven, just all on the top of his head. Like, he doesn't read off of music at all, and it just flies around the keys. It's fantastic.
It is, and I always love hearing them. So we'll have to check that out.
Well, that kind of, listening to the trio kind of brings back memories of being in high school band and stuff like that.
It does, and even in middle school, seeing that saxophone, because I played the Barry sax for a while too, which is, it's huge, you know.
Sure.
So that brought back a lot of memories, and I do miss it. And I haven't you know, gotten my sax out probably since I started college, which is a little upsetting, but it does bring back memories. So, yeah.
There's so much music to be explored out there too. There's not only is there jazz, but I mean just from hanging around a lot at Bradley University, just seeing like all the different styles. I mean, there's all the ensembles they have. There's classical, there's percussion ensembles, there's performing ensembles, vocals, strings, bands. There's just so much out there.
And I think there is really a type of music. I mean, and then tell me what you think. I think there's a type of music for anyone out there, for everybody out there, for every group.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a type of music.
Sure.
And there are so many different ways to enjoy your music, and there's so many different ways to play your music. I think that's one of the things that's so great about it.
Right. I don't know what it is. There's something about like good jazz, but also like good ska music. There's something about it. It's related to the bass line, just like a dancing, like walking bass line. Just there. I mean, you can't help but not feel good listening to music like that.
And don't you love music that like kind of gets your foot tapping and your hand, you know, kind of gets you like, you're right, it puts you in a happy mood. You feel upbeat, you feel elated. And I think that's something that music should do. Right. Like we talked about earlier.
Sure. There's no way you can like feel bad listening to music like that. Some music makes you want to get up and dance, and there's lots of performing ensembles that let you express that. You know, there's all kinds of dancing, from swing dancers, belly dancers, you know, line dancing. It's all over the place.
And it all falls under the umbrella of music, because you have to have music.
Music and dance.
Music and dance and the arts.
So classical.
So classical. So we'll talk more about our music when we come back. But right now, we're going to go to news with Matt and Greg.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Midstate News. I'm Greg Toth.
And I'm Matt Wetterston.
Good news for raccoons. Deer vehicle collisions are up statewide. Annually, these collisions cost an estimated $1.1 billion in vehicle repairs nationwide. In Peoria County last year, there were 508 such accidents, a 16% hike over the previous year's 438. Cook County had the highest deer kills at a whopping 918, and LaSalle had the lowest at 480. Motorists are urged when encountering deer to alert other motorists to the deer by tapping their brakes and not to swerve into oncoming traffic to avoid the deer.
The famous toy drive, Toys for Tots, is teaming up with a popular kids store. Toys for Tots is partnering with Toys R Us to make sure needy kids have a very happy holiday. Toys R Us has already donated $1 million to the charity, which has been collecting toys for children since the 1940s. If you want to help out, just contact your local Toys R Us store. The growing popularity of patriotic magnets, which can be purchased at any major retailer, seems to be leading to their frequent theft in central Illinois. Some military mothers are upset because their ribbon magnets have been taken from their vehicles. The military moms have been told it happens all the time, and people are being encouraged to continue buying the magnets to support our troops overseas.
In business news, a local car dealership is taking luxury to a whole new level. Sudes in Bloomington has opened a nail salon right across the hall from its showroom. The dealership's first choice for a luxury edition was a shoe shine station, but it was decided that the nail salon would help attract more women customers, who hold more than 60% of the buying power. In tonight's Oddly Enough, you can have Thanksgiving dinner in a bottle thanks to a Seattle-based soda company, Jones Soda. After the startling success of their turkey and gravy flavored sodas last year, they are introducing green bean casserole, mashed potato, fruitcake, and cranberry flavors. These sodas are available at limited retail locations, including Target. Now let's go to Michelle Coyle, who has Amy Traeger from the Bradley University Swingers.
Thanks, Matt and Greg. And with us today is Amy, a member from Bradley Swingers. Can you explain what Bradley Swingers is on our campus?
Sure. We're a group that's completely free to all Bradley students. We teach weekly swing dancing lessons to those who are beginners and intermediate, and you can come with a partner or come without.
How long have you been a member of this organization?
I've been a member of Bradley Swingers for 3 years and an instructor for 2.
I know that there's an event coming up on November 19th. Is this an annual event that the Bradley Swingers do?
Yeah, we have a dance every fall semester and every spring semester that's open for the public as well as Bradley students, faculty, and staff.
How much is it for like the Bradley students and the public to come and attend this?
It's completely free to all Bradley students when they come with their ID. For the public, it's $5 a person and $8 for a couple.
Is there going to be any entertainment or bands that are going to be there?
Yes, we have free lessons ahead of the dance at 7:30, and then following that at 8 p.m. we have the Bill Hardesty Swing Band performing for us, and they're a Peoria favorite.
All right, sounds like a lot of fun. For the public and the students who do come, do they need a partner or can they just come solo?
You can come solo, you can bring a partner, you can come in a large group. Everyone's welcome.
All right, and then what would you recommend people wearing when they come to this event?
Some people like to wear traditional swing dancing clothing. Others just wear what's comfortable, jeans, t-shirts. There's no dress code. Come in whatever you like.
All right, just to recap then, Bradley Swingers on November 19th at 8 o'clock it starts. It's $5 for the public. If you come with a couple, it's $8, and students, it's free. Thank you very much for coming. Now back to Matt and Greg in the studio.
Thanks, Michelle. I don't know about you, Matt, but I'm ready to break out the dancing shoes.
Well, that's all we've got for this week's edition of Midstate News. I'm Matt Wetterston.
And I'm Greg Toll. Don't forget to join us again next week. Now back to you, Tony and Debbie.
Thanks, Matt, Greg, and Michelle. You know, watching the interview about the swing dancers, just, I don't know, I lost my train of thought. Swing dancers, where was I going with that?
What do you think of when you think of swing dancing?
Swing dancing, I think of like, well, okay, I remember. It's all coming back to me now. I think of like musical theater. I really do.
Well, you know, it does because so many shows, and I've recently seen one called Thoroughly Modern Millie and 42nd Street.
Okay.
Swing dancing, tapping, it's a big part of it. And the way they are on cue amazes me. Every step is in line, every kick is in line, they toss the girls up in the air, they throw them under their, everything is perfectly in sync.
Sure.
Amazing.
I also remember, I've never seen, well, I've seen the show, but it's been a while, but is Anything Goes? Does that have a lot to do with that too?
It does, because that whole era with Cole Porter and, you know, the 20s, 30s, kind of that flapper era dancing, and then you get into the 40s and 50s where they really had the swing dancing. And that kind of comes into play in Anything Goes as well. But it really, I think when you add that sort of dancing, it makes for a really great ensemble dance.
Sure.
And that's why I think so many Broadway shows are incorporating that. And when I went to New York last May or March, it was March, I noticed all the different marquees and the shows, and so many of them have really strong dancing, swinging, tapping. Even some have the ballet and the modern dance. So, which is one of my favorite parts.
Well, like you're more in tune with musical theater than I am. Do a lot of contemporary, like more modern shows, do they use that same kind of style of dance, or is it more kind of like street dancing, like hip-hop style influenced? Or?
Some of the more modern shows, such as, you know, Rent, things like that, you know, those are more modern dance shows. Then when you get into off Broadway, you don't have as many musicals.
Sure.
So you have more characters speaking to one another. But the play, the reason I went to New York was to see a specific play, and it had a lot of that dancing in it, and it was great. And it was weird because you were almost like transported back in time.
Yeah.
And for dancing and music to be able to do that, to me, that's just amazing.
See, I kind of get that feeling of like being transported back in time when I listen to, I have a lot of old records, and my mom gave me a lot of her old records, and I have a record player, and I have a record, you know, I like to listen to music, and I get that kind of same feeling listening to old vinyl and stuff like that. And to me, like music on vinyl just sounds better. It really does. It's got a meatier, it's got a crunchier sound, and it just sounds better.
I like that little background, almost like that scratchiness that gets when the needle runs over.
Sure.
I kind of like that.
It's a classic sound.
It really is.
But today in About Town we have a feature about Younger Than Yesterday, which is a record shop in Peoria. So let's check it out.
This week, About Town takes us to Younger Than Yesterday.
Younger Than Yesterday is a store where you can buy, sell, and trade music from memorabilia.
Craig Moore talks about his business.
Two things I've always done is focus primarily on records and stuff. You know, memorabilia, hippie stuff, you know, all that kind of atmospheric kind of stuff that I always liked when I walked into a record store in the 60s. And records are the focus, and I've never even considered the possibility of getting rid of records in favor of CDs.
But owner Craig Moore offers more than just music. He shares a piece of rock and roll history with his customers through stories of his real-life experience in the music industry.
We did a lot of concerts in those days, lots of them, with various groups, Rush, the James Gang, Blue Oyster Cult.
The Yardbirds, Kiss, and he'll share his expert knowledge with anyone who walks through the door.
The Blues Breakers are one of the most important British bands of all time. And, you know, too many young people don't have a clue.
And why does he want to share his love for rock and roll?
Figure there's hope for humanity when the younger generation is running around not only buying records, but they're buying music they don't really know much about.
For About Town, this is Melody Essler.
Thank you, Melody. You
It's
know,
a good tune.
It is good.
I like that.
You know, for as long as I've been here in town, I haven't really gotten a chance. I've never been there younger than yesterday.
Gosh, I think sometime in high school, because I like I like Jimi Hendrix, I like Janis Joplin, I like the Doors, and sometimes you can find some other old records, even some old Beatles records, which is always exciting to find. My friends used to go there a lot. I don't think I've ever been there, but I think it's definitely something that I want to check out. Check out some new records, because I too have a record player.
Do you really?
I do. It's that nostalgic, that sound, and I like it too.
I have an old stereo system that my mom, like I said, you know, she just kind of donated me a lot of her stuff, but I have an old 8-track player of hers as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a General Electric. It was made by GE. It's a combo stereo 8-track player and has an input for record player and all that too. And the 8-track player still works fine. And speakers, I mean, they're old, they're kind of small, maybe small and boxy, but they still sound great.
I can't really remember if I've heard an 8-track, because I was born in '82, and I want to say that around that time they were really phasing toward cassettes. Is that, I mean, you probably know more about 8-tracks than I do.
Yeah.
But is that when they started really phasing out?
Yeah, somewhere around there, because like people, 8-tracks were pretty popular even in car stereos, but the big thing was is you couldn't rewind. You can only fast forward.
Okay.
I mean,
okay, I remember that.
It's kind of similar to the way like a cart system works in radio stations, but I mean, a cart is just one track, as far as I know. With an 8-track, you could switch between 4 different programs, so it was like the tape had 4 different sides almost. But I mean, you never flipped it around, but it just like switched location on the tape player.
Because you know, my grandparents have this huge like big wooden chest. They will not give them away or sell them, but they have like hundreds of 8-tracks. I'm like, you guys don't even have an 8-track player. Can I ask why you're keeping? My grandma's like, well, maybe they'll come back in. I'm like, is this a fashion statement? Are you gonna have like 8 tracks, you know, hooked like instead of iPods or what?
Maybe like laser discs will start coming back too, right?
Seriously, and she has like Barbara. She's like, oh, I really want to listen to my Barbra Streisand 8-track. I'm like, Grandma, you got the CD upstairs. She's like, but I'm not gonna get rid of my 8-tracks.
Right.
But there's no. I think it's hard to find players for those. You know, like, so we've been talking about musical theater, but now we're going to go to a little bit different type of, you know, thing to watch. And let's see what Danielle Sines has for us in our movie review.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Get Real. I'm Danielle Sines. Tonight we will take a look at High Fidelity, starring John Cusack as Rob Gordon, a lovesick record store owner. When Rob is dumped by his longtime girlfriend, Laura, he goes through an emotional crisis.
It would be nice to think that since I was 14, times have changed. Relationships have become more sophisticated. Females less cruel. Skin's thicker. Instincts more developed. But there seems to be an element of that afternoon in everything that's happened to me since. All my romantic stories are a scrambled version of that first one.
His state of emotional unrest leads him to look up the girls on his top 5 list of most hurtful breakups to try to find out what is wrong with him.
Nice manners, nice grades, nice looking. I wasn't interested in Patty's nice qualities, and therefore she was no good to me. What's the point? Never goes anywhere. Why would a girl, no, a woman like Charlie go out with me?
He begins to feel better as he realizes that none of the women on his list were right for him.
Remarkably interesting things about music, books, film, and politics. And she talked a lot.
At the same time, he begins to realize that Laura was the right one and he has to get her back.
I go to work with my hair dyed pink.
You're hard.
You haven't changed so much as a pair of socks since I've known you.
High Fidelity provides some good laughs courtesy of Rob's melancholy, amusing narration, and his interaction with his fellow record store workers.
Soul, ska, trip techno, salsa.
High Fidelity is well written, making it easy to identify with Rob's plight. His movie leaves viewers with valuable insights into life and love. That's it for this edition of Get Real. Back to you, Debbie and Tony.
Thank you, Danielle. You know, you and I were talking during that segment that, well, I noticed that being around from the Chicago area, the movie is set in Chicago, High Fidelity.
Okay.
And the Cusack family is actually from Chicago as well.
They are.
So, I mean,
Yes,
you
they
know
are.
that. But I mean, just the idea of being able to own my own record store is just the coolest thing.
Is that like one of your dreams?
Yeah, it really would be, because, you know, I'm immersed in music like so much, and just to be able to turn people on to you know, new stuff to listen to, and have people recommend stuff to me all the time. I mean, a music shop is just one of the greatest meeting places, I think.
I think it would be really fun. And I think it's amazing how you can like go to a music store and you're like, okay, I really want this song, but I know like 2 words. And you tell them and they're like, oh yeah. And they can tell you exactly like which album to buy, which song it is, which artist. And I'm like, wow, you know. So I've never seen that movie, but I do like the Cusacks. So I'll have to check that out for sure.
And a lot of people don't really remember this too, because it wasn't really a popular like mainstream hit. It was kind of one of those cult hits. But the movie actually also starred Jack Black.
Really?
And I think Danielle probably talked about it, but Jack Black, Catherine Zeta-Jones is in it.
Okay.
Tim Robbins has a small part in it. Just a lot of like, you know, a lot of now famously known people who really weren't all that big.
Well, doesn't Jack Black, isn't he in a band? He has his own band.
He does have his own band, Tenacious D.
Yes, he does. And then he did a movie called School of Rock.
Yes.
Where he goes into school and teaches the kids music.
Yes.
Rock music.
Which I have never seen.
Great movie. Great movie.
I can't.
A lot of music. It's great.
Yeah, I can't believe I'd never seen it.
I can't either.
Just, you know, for someone who's so into music and stuff.
Jack Black's actually a pretty good musician if you like that type of music. He's actually pretty good.
He is good, and he actually sings really well too.
And he's very animated. Like he's everywhere with his guitar, like jumping all over the place, and he's very animated. So if you like that kind of music,
sure,
it's a good thing to check out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that you've probably noticed, and our viewers at home notice, is that I'm wearing some nice fall colors, which means it's almost time for Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is.
I can't wait for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I know. How great.
Yeah.
Turkey
and stuffing, and you know, being from an Italian and Mexican household, you know, we place a lot of emphasis on good cooking and like good tasting food. And I just know that I can't wait to taste my mom's sausage and cornbread stuffing.
Sausage and cornbread?
You know, sweet, little spicy mixed together. It's so good.
Ours has like either dried cranberries or golden raisins in it. So that's always very good too.
Well, we'll tell you about what we had on our menu, our Midstate menu, after Thanksgiving. But next week's show will be Thanksgiving related, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Till next week, I'm Tony Heredia.
And I'm Debbie Hasselbacher.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.